Paul, Colchester to come. It's not another team actually. It wasn't that long ago you played, although it was in the FA Cup. But bearing in mind the result against Notts County and one or two players maybe being a bit tired, does that give you some food for thought?
Yeah, a licence to fresh the team up a little bit, I think. I thought we played really well at Colchester, so it's a bit like it's similar to the Notts County thing, really. We played them quite recently, so we sort of know each other. So you've got to try and keep the other team guessing at what you're trying to do. So we just have to assess the players and pick a team that we think is going to win. We're not going there to draw, we're going there to win as always, or trying to win against a, really good team at this level. So they've got real pace and power on the top line. So we've got to obviously defend against that, but get at their back line. So we travel fully confident. We're in pretty good form. So should be an entertaining game.
Possibly they haven't pushed on like they thought they would. They kind of got themselves into the top 10 and have kind of stayed just at the bottom part of that. Got a draw, I think, on Monday. So it may be a chance for them into the new year to kind of get a playoff place, kind of start that run that they probably need.
Yeah, I think, it's hard for me to critique another team. I've only watched them prior to the games we've played, but I know they scored a penalty to get a draw the other night. But I think there's, teams probably in the top 12 who all think they can get into the playoffs. Looking at the league table, with Cambridge winning the other night, if they hadn't have won, it feels like there's sort of 6 or 7 beginning to pull away a bit more, and that's probably the first time this season I've said that. So the teams outside of the playoffs obviously will need to go on a run to get in, but the Colchester staff have been there and done that before, had promotions on their CV. They'll no doubt trade in January like everybody else and have a real attack at the last 20 games, but you've got to have to win, I don't know, probably 15 of them to give yourself a right chance. So they'd be one of them teams that I would back to be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. Their front line's really good, like I said. I think they've got goals in their team, and it's winning back-to-back games for any team any time during the league is crucial, and possibly they haven't had the back-to-back wins that they need to really push up the league. So I think they're the same as virtually any team from 3rd to 10th who are desperately trying to get up there.
At this stage of the season, do you almost pick a team for Chesterfield as well? Have you got an idea of maybe both 11s because of the resting players, or is it very much one game at a time still?
Yeah.
Even though the games are thick and fast.
Yeah, it's a good question. My honest answer is that I always pick the freshest team to play the next game, and I joke with my staff saying that I might not wake up tomorrow, so I'll let someone else look after tomorrow's game. So it's normally that we'll pick the team that we think can beat Colchester and the freshest team. And then I'll have an eye on, look, there might be a team that I think, right, I have to play. I want to play a front 3 against this team, or I'm going to play a back 4 against this team. So I know how to manipulate the squad, but we haven't done a lot of work on Chesterfield yet. So before I actually name the team for the next game, we'll have a little look at the Chesterfield game. But I also know that, the psychology of players, form, confidence and everything, you can't negate this game for the next game, because you could end up picking a lesser team, for example, lose at Colchester, take that negativity into the Chesterfield game. You'd be as well to pick, as I always try to, pick the best 11 for every game on its own merits.